Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. I am Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me on another morning watchlist building session. Today is Friday, January 28th, 2021, and the market is already tanking. So we have lots of things to look at, and I just got a couple more things to do to get my screens completely set up. Look at there. Looky there. All right, so y'all should be able to hear me. Audio checker. All right, we don't need this guy. We need this guy, and we don't need that. We need this. We want to look at futures and magic codes. I think that's it for now. And then trade view, trade ticks. Rid of that. All right. Bring this up over here. Bring this there. That there. Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind. My dog had to go outside. You know how it is. You know how it is. So, come on, dude. There we go. There we go. All right, that's done. Lots of news today. Apple had earnings. Of course, they beat on earnings. Of course. Lots of other ones. Like, you guys remember Team? we haven't even looked at Team for months, right? Also, dude, the new stuff coming out in FlowTrade is sick. It's phenomenal. I spoke with Darkpool Charts yesterday, and we're going to start pushing a lot of cool stuff. Oh man, did I just lose my mic because I banged it? Dude, that's going to make me so irritated. Checker. Morning, Terry. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can. All right, there we go. In the news, lots of news, lots and lots of news. All right, let me get my right stuff set up here. No, here, magic kilts, reset, QQQs, dude. If this 4-hour high compression squeeze actually fired to the downside, QQQ's hitting 332 today. I gave you guys the 342 puts yesterday, and you could have gotten to those here at the open. Those 342 puts just paid in full. All right, paid the fools. Gosh. All right. Anyway, moving on. Western Digital shares are down 9%. Big old drop. Boom. After they blew on earnings, their guided 3Q revenues at about 200 million less than what they had expected, and their EPS at 150 versus 194. That's not good, right? Western Digital back retesting the 4-hour bottom weekly cloud. If they can't retake the weekly cloud, they're hitting monthly bottom. However, the path back up isn't that hard, right? So $50 is a key psychological level. Above 50, then I think we hit 51, 52. I'm trying to buy some long-term shares, just so you know. I'm starting to fund the long-term account just because everything's so cheap right now. I'm in Riot, right? Riot at like 13. I'm in SoFi, and when I say I'm in, I'm buying 100 shares a piece so I can start selling some credit spreads. SoFi I'm a little concerned about. I got in, I think, on 1140, 1150, so I'm down a little bit on that, but it is holding weekly, daily, 4-hour bottom. Slingshot squeeze is getting ready to release. Yes, I know we're looking at a little red, a little choppy, and we're well below the 50 and the 200, but this upside potential is pretty decent, right? Low risk, right? You know, I can handle bringing it. I can lose a couple $100 on it for the upside potential. I really like the way that it's moving. They did get their bank charter back here, and you know, it's not like they're gonna, well, hold on. I'm not going to say that because I said that about Alibaba and they tanked. But so like $12 is really the mean, and I should put that chart on this one, right? Let me just do that real quick because I think it's important to have a regression channel. Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's important to have the real regression channel. Simpler trading's already blowing me up this morning. Yo, what's up? What is up? Do I have 2 of those on there? What? Not cool, bro. Not cool. This one. There we go. That's Mo Beta. Mo Beta. Alright. Reset chart for the 4-hour. Load my data. Load the data. Come on. How far back do I have to go? There we go. All right. That works there. We are currently trading coming up to 2 standard deviations away from the mean on the 4-hour, which is pretty far extended, right? Super extended, trying to get some slingshots happening, right? All right. Juniper Networks, right? We've traded this one before. JNPR. Q revenues, they beat on revenue, smacked the 200, couldn't hold the 50, and now they're falling, right? Ran right up to the 50, couldn't get back above. Uptrend started, slingshot squeeze getting ready to happen. Expect some more chop in this one, 31 to 33, chop zone. Team, remember Team at Lazian, right? This is a good stock. Like, they look like they're trying to do the dang thing, right? Uptrending on the 15s, trying to make a move up out of the weekly bottom, 4-hour top on the 4-hour. They do have that elusive 200 SMA that last time they hit it, they rejected it. They hit this one, they're pulling back. They did have blowout earnings, and I like it. This is a good squeeze release, right? We're starting to get, all right, starting to get a little bit of greenage going on here. Definitely ready and fires uptrending. Stack positive moving average is ish, right? So if this 4-hour bottom or 4-hour top holds at 312, even down like a 50% retracement, maybe down to the 310. As long as 310 holds, I think that we can start seeing 315, 320, 325, all the way up to about 325. I think that's a pretty decent move. Let's keep an eye on Team today, shall we? I want to make a note of that somewhere. Where am I going to note it? Here. I just wanted to, Professor, dude, you're the greatest. Professor X, my bad. I didn't know there's a couple professors. Let's go here. All right, check it. Yo, we want to look at Team. Nice outperformer. Had good. Okay. All right, moving on. Apple. Everybody loves the Apple. Apple shares up 3%. Q1 2.10 versus 189. Q1 revenues 11% year over year. Product revenues rose 9%. CFO supply chain issues cost more than $6 billion in the quarter, in line with guidance. Segment breakdown. iPhone revenues up 9.2%. iPad revenues are down. Q1 wearables, home accessories up 13%. CFO says supply chain issues, primarily chip shortages for older models of products, and the CFO says easing of supply chain issues in current quarter due to ongoing work with suppliers. Q1 gross margin 43.8% versus 41%. That's blowout earnings for Apple. We had that slingshot squeeze. It did release. Looks like it did fire to the upside. 4-hour top, obviously. 4-hour top monthly cloud top is 169 is that level, right? 169. So basically taking out pre-market high. I think we get 4-hour rip back test, move up into the weeklies. I'm targeting 170, then 178. Okay. Apple can really turn the market around a little bit. I think it's going to do a good job. However, right, it has to prove to me that it can get out of this little supply zone that it's running into right now, right, and get over the 50, out of the monthly cloud. So up, over, back. We could very easily reject this level, right? And we can continue to pull back to the daily bottom for one more try. Well, it looks like we already did that. For our mid is at 161, which is the 30-minute bottom. If we break, I'm gonna go short on it. Geez, this is tough. Yeah, it's setting up for confusion. 162.29. It's kind of like the line in the sand, right? It's the 5200 on intraday. It's the 13 EMA. It's also the 21 EMA on the 4-hour. Pullback. Squeeze is fired. So we get a couple sessions with that. 163, 170, 175 on Apple. We're going to keep an eye on that as well. Okay. And then as far as medical news, here we go. The U.S. ITC is investigating whether two companies stole trade secrets to market a biosimilar of Abivai's best-selling biologic, Humira. Abivai has been trying to ward away competition from Teva Pharmaceuticals and its partner, Algo, which has been gearing up to create a cheaper competitor of its rheumatoid arthritis drug, Abivai. Dude, Abivai, what a great stock. What a great stock, right? The market's been taken. Abivai's just been moving up, right? Abivai makes Botox, so if you want to buy some long-term shares, Abivai is the key, right? So broken to a new all-time high, right? Or previous all-time high. What do we got going on here? Yep, new all-time high. Look at this. Why haven't we just been trading Abivai for the last couple days? Jeez. They did pull back to the monthly mid, or weekly mid, below the 4-hour top. Then let's see, they pulled back. They back tested the 4-hour top, right? That broke down. They're coming down. If this daily mid holds, a little concerned about this 5200 cross down, right? So they did have good earnings. There might be a little bit of a pullback. Maybe a little bit of a pullback, but it should recover. They did have earnings, so everything's gonna be super inflated. Wait, what? No, sorry. This is a run into earnings. Yeah, here we go. I like it. If 135 holds, then I like a move back to 137 on Abivai. BIIB, Biogen. Remember, we like this one. Confirmed that they have entered into an agreement whereby Samsung Biologics will acquire Biogen's equity stake in Samsung Bio's joint venture. Remember this move here? No, where was it? Maybe it was this one? This one here? Yeah, this move here. This massive rippity rip, or it was one of these two where there was a Samsung rumor came out, right? So it's been confirmed. Look for a nice move in this today. Once that news actually starts settling in a little bit. God, it's so choppy. The safe move for BIIB is above 230, 230, 235, 245, right? Above 245, it's 250. I don't think it hits 250 today, but maybe into next week we can look at it. All right, U.S. financials cut to neutral from overweight at Goldman Sachs. Oh, geez. Affirm shares are up after hours. Why didn't I trade this? After Visa CEO said last night the company will part with Affirm for its debit card. Will part with Affirm for its debit card? Will partner. Derp. My news provider can't spell, but Affirm. Here we go. Where's the dude? Where's my dude? All right, so that's good for a firm. Robinhood, boom, I love it, dude. Burn, sucker, burn. $9 stock. Let's go. Robinhood. Fourth quarter estimates: 49-cent loss versus 45-cent loss. Revenue 363 versus 362. Transaction-based revenues up 12%. Well, yeah, of course. Sees forward year 22 total operating expenses excluding shares-based compositions at 15 to 20%. Sees forward-looking 22 share-based comp down 35 to 40%. Yep, burn, sucker. I couldn't get into my play that I wanted to at the close yesterday. I mean, this is like talk about fall from grace. I'm trading at $50, right? I traded it at 35. It's now trading at 9. Can I go lower? Heck yeah, I can. Am I going to try to buy shares of it here? Heck yeah, I am. Why? Because, just because, right? Like I said, I'm trying to load some potential winners, right? At least maybe some 100% gainers, right? I only want to make $100, $200 when I trade equities, but so let's look at it from a technical standpoint. There's nothing to support it to stop it from going to zero at this point. If it does not retake the 4-hour kilt, right? If it does not get back above $11, right? There's zero to keep it from going to zero, basically. It's super hard downtrending. The algo is, or the flow index is super hard selling. Oh, divergence. Let's go. Oh, how am I going to buy shares? What am I going to use to buy shares with? What? Do I dump my SoFi and go for the hood? Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm dumping SoFi and shifting to Robinhood. And let me show you why. Everybody else is going to be thinking it's going to go lower. We know the truth. We know the truth. Right? Even this thing agrees with me. Look at it. Check it, yo. We have the divergence. We have divergence. Right? Maybe a quick panic sell. Right? But look at that. Oh, I like it. Yep. 1161. Oh, I wish I could have got it at 9. All right, what do we got going on here with the hood? Bull flag forming. $10 stock that can go 11, 12, 13. The safe, all right, safe move, like I said, is above 11. Above 11 for a move to 1250, then 14, right? Hold on. I just don't want to take the hit on. Ugh. All right, so Riot's getting a double test to the bottom here, the 4-hour. Just do this. Oh, my neck. All right, let me see. I think if I was smart, I could trade, I could sell my crypto, right? Oh, SoFi is hurt. All right, so I think I'm gonna dump Maybe I'll just buy it at Robinhood, right? Maybe that's what I'll do. All right, we're going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to look for the best price available for Robinhood and try to get in it just because the algo. Look at this. This is gorgeous. And like I said, I'm not greedy. I'm not trying to take it back up to 13. I'm trying to get $100 out of it, right? Or maybe sell some call credit spreads against it. Just do something with it because I think that, yeah. All right, sorry, I spent a lot of time on that. Visa did have earnings. Let's go. Q1 adjusted EPS at 182. Boom, shakalaka. Is this enough to turn the? Oh, there's a good example of a squeeze releasing to the upside above the 50. Right, we're at the 4-hour top. Monthly top incoming 200 SMA. So 225 on Visa today. Visa 225. Where's my list? Where's my list? Visa blowout earnings. Looking at 225 daily Kelt top and okay, that's pretty good. Yep, US still X. Let's go with the US still. Just chop fast. You guys remember when this was like $50? I traded it at 8. Q4 estimates EPS 364 versus 441, so they blew on EPS. Authorized a $500 million share buyback program. I'd stay away for a minute. Let's look at what else could we have in. There we go. Cat. I know there was a request for Cat the other day. Caterpillar Q4 earnings. Right, 269 versus 227, so they beat on EPS. Q4 revenues rose 23%. Dealers decreased inventories during Q4 compared to remaining about flat at the end of 2021. Financials allowance for credit losses totaled $377 million, or 1.22%. Says lower sales in China driven by lower end user demand. Sees headwinds to Q1 adjusted operating profit margins versus a year ago. Okay, so we really need to look at why can a stock that has good earnings still fall off a cliff, right? What in that did they not say that is causing people to take profit, right? I didn't see anything. I mean, they're seeing headwinds in Q1 adjusted operating profit margin versus a year ago. Like, there's something fundamentally that we're missing. Okay, Chevron Cvx, right, came out with earnings. They're going to fall. So they just broke the 34, I think 126 incoming for Chevron, possibly 124, 125, right? Yeah, I think they're coming in 127 before they decide to make a move back up. Okay. U.S. energy stocks raised to overweight from neutral at GS, Goldman Sachs, and Mondelez. There's just so many earnings plays. I don't want to get into all of them. All right. So decelerating economic growth will present a challenge to cyclical financials in the coming months. Goldman Sachs strategists said, lowering their sector recommendation and financials from overweight to neutral. Historically, financials have performed poorly when the yield curve flattens. Remember that stuff from Elon a couple weeks ago, as it is expected to now. And ahead of the first Fed rate hike, strategists also raised energy stocks to overweight from neutral, citing the positive outlook for crude oil prices, attractive valuations. Downside risks from sectors include slowing economy, aversion by some ESG sensitive institutional investors to owning energy shares, right? So, I mean, I guess, is it just energy? What's the energy ETF? XLE? Huh. All right, so it's in a down cycle to 4-hour mid, 60, let's just call it 64.13, right? That would be a 5200 touch, 34 EMA touch, 4-hour mid, right? That's a good downside target. What happens at that point? If it breaks it and goes weekly cloud, we go for our mid, for our bottom 62. Okay. Below that, then we have to reevaluate our position because that will be taking out daily mid down to daily bottom, weekly or monthly cloud top. Okay. All right, moving on. And what happened? All right, so things that are going to affect the market today. What did I miss? Earnings before the open. We went through all of those. All right, 8:30 Eastern. Right. Personal spending for December. Personal income for December. The only one that's really going to affect it is core PCE price index. That should remain flat, right? And then possibly consumer sentiment should remain the flat as well, right? Check this out. Look what I found. Oh, so excited about this, right? Check it. Yo, markets. Look at this sucker right here. Want to have a crypto chart? Yay. 2, US markets, best performing indexes. Speaking of indexes, look at this. Malaysia's up. Global indexes down, baby. Up, FTCA, negative down. DAX is down. Italy's down. This is what I like to see, right? It's showing me the Asian markets, right? Shanghai down, Taiwan 50 down, Hang Seng, Singapore, right? But I'm not seeing the Nikkei. I'm not seeing the Bay. Don't know why. Do not understand why. All right, and then bonds. I've got some bonds here. This is a great. This, if you don't have Moomoo yet, oh, I love this broker. Let me show you why. Strategy. Boom. Right. Really good options data. Right. It gives you lots and lots of information. All the information you could possibly want. Right. Including, but not limited to, volume, open interest, turnover. They also have this. They also have this AI monitor here, right? Hold on, let me show you this data, right? I don't want, right? I can trade the Asian markets, right? Yippity S&P, right? But what I like to see is, oh, I screwed something up. What did I do? I messed something up. Sorry, hold on. Watchlist markets, watchlist. All right, this watchlist column, right? Let me just hide some of this stuff because I really do like the way this goes. Because look, this is a QQQ, right? I can create my own indicators, right? It's got a lot of cool stuff like that. I built my own little indicator here that we're using right now, right? It's my stack moving averages, but look at this right here. This is a secret. The secret to everything is this capital trend, right? Let me show you why. Give me a stock, Apple, right? Or let's do Hood, right? Remember we looked at Robinhood on the Algo or the Flow Index, right? The Flow Index was like, we're buying into it, right? Do you see what I see? All right, anyway, I'm gonna start using that broker a lot more. They also have this AI monitor, right? Which shows me based on my watch lists, right? I can set it to only show blocks, block buys and sells, right? Soaring trades, like it just says, yo, I only want to watch this, right? So this watch list here is my options watch list, but if I wanted to use a different one like this one, right? So it's showing me big blocks, but I can also look at up percent, 7%, down 7%, right? high falling nosedive skyrocket. There's just lots of cool little entries that I can say, hey, I only want to monitor when these happen, and this will go off. I don't want push data on there because that drives me nuts on that in the app. So yeah, like it'll just be like, yo, big block buys, right there. Yes sir, big old block buys. Shows the time, shows the amount, right? So if we start seeing massive blocks coming in for like so this is all after the close, right? Like Twitter, there's a block at 38.84. So anyway, just super interesting, right? That's cool. The charting is cool, super duper cool. This right here will help you know what's happening in the market, kind of like our favorite tool of all time, right? So and then finally, let me just get the rest of this news out of the way to just sum everything up. The U.S. futures were higher most of the night. Negative Ghost Rider. I don't know what you were thinking. Getting a bounce is tech. Bellwether Apple posted a sound beat at the top line, bottom line in both iPhones and Macs for the quarter, beating by revenue up 5%, despite noting supply headwind. The comments may allow investors to take a deep breath. Headwind. Oh, that's why Caterpillar fell. Headwind. All right. So, the comments may allow investors to take a deep breath. No. After a month of nonstop selling pressure on rising inflation, geopolitical concerns, and rising interest rates cycle underway by the Fed and supply chain issues, rising costs from corporate companies. Futures have since reversed, with the S&P and Dow futures moving lower while NASDAQ futures are flat. The old geopolitical tensions are also drive sentiment after a Russian foreign minister said that the American proposal to diffuse tensions with Ukraine contained rational elements, even though some key points were ignored. This week goes in the books as one of the more volatile in some time, on track to close out the first month of trading with double-digit percentage losses. Another early market rally bites the dust, with stocks sinking late Thursday morning throughout the afternoon, led by another rout in tech, right? Semiconductors stocks is down 8%, now 18% to start 2022, and major averages failed against key technical resistance levels. SPX lost its 200-day SMA. Right, quarterly GDP for Q4 came in at 6.9, the strongest since 1984, and that was the good news. The bad news was the GDP price index soared 7% above the forecast for 5.9%. A prior reading of 6%, and by the most since 1981, exceeding consensus estimates, suggesting that the Federal Reserve may accelerate the pace of rate hikes. Okay? FOMC meeting did nothing to sway the minds of Wall Street, with 4 interest rate hikes apparently in the cards. It's 4 now. Remember, it was 3, now it's 4. Even a 5th on the table, according to the Fed Fund futures. The dollar traded near 18-month highs, while Treasury, if our dollar is up, it's not good. Just know that. It's like the VIX. If the dollar and the VIX are up, the market's going to be down. Okay. U.S. Treasury curves bear flattened with a 2-year yield, which is more sensitive to near-term policy moves rising, and the benchmark 10-year falling. And this is a 10-year here. Okay. Mainland China indexes were mixed ahead of a week-long Lunar New Year holiday after state media again urges investor confidence following the recent slump. They need to do something to get that Asian market going again. The Nikkei index is up 547 points or 2%. Thanks, Bay. It's about time. Okay. Oops. I'll be right back. I gotta go wake up my chicken head. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, and then we will get into the feuds. Uno momento. All right, I am back. Okay. So if this is your first time joining us, this is our futures chart that we like to look at. Typically the top row is ES, NQ, the Dow, YM, and RTY, which is Russell. We like to make sure, we have a little saying here. The bottom row is also gold, crude, bonds, and the yen. What we're saying is the bottom row down, the top row up. That's the way we like to trade futures. Basically what that means is if these bottom rows are declining, then the top row will be inclining. For example, this ZB, which is the bond futures, typically if it's falling, ES is rising. The equity equivalent of this bond is TLT. So if TLT is rising, usually ES is falling. So they're inverse to each other, okay? All right, so we've had kind of an ongoing session lately with what's going to be happening with our futures market. Oh, speaking of futures, since I don't have to stream today, I get to trade the futures. All right, so we got here. I have taken pretty much a week off from trading the equity market so that I can kind of, I don't know, I've got a lot of stuff going on. Lots of stuff. Okay. All right, so let's look at the move, right? This is the ES on the daily. Going into yesterday, get that out of the way since we just chopped all day, right? We are rising, coming down to a previous low, that 4260 level. I have a pretty significant demand zone down here. If we take out 4260, 4213 is incoming really quick, right? This isn't giving me any indication of a clear recovery. It does show very choppy. So if we take a page out of this playbook over here, right, where we fell, right, and we chopped for several days, almost a week. The difference is we had held the two. We were chopping along the 200 at that point. We don't have any key technical levels here to provide us support other than this previous demand zone that runs 4126 to about 4210, 4200. That's a pretty significant move to the downside, okay? I don't have, let me look at my downside moves here. Just check something here. All right. So, yeah, we're just kind of hovering in this little area here where we did before, okay? I'm not, like I said, again, I'm not seeing any clear technical pattern, at least on the daily, that could give us any clue. We did pull back. We hit the 21. We closed above the 21 for a couple of hours, right up into that supply zone, right? Rejected this micro supply zone up here, right? That's our overhead resistance, right? Came back down, tested previous low, bounce. So we are just chopping right around the 21. The last 3 cycles have been down. So currently, right, the last 12 hours we've been down. Looking at the 2-hour. All right, let me get, I'm just making sure my stuff's set up over here. So yeah, this 4260 level, we came down, rejected it, tried to get a little rally going. This is a 2-hour chart. Our moving averages are starting to get tight, which is what we like to see. The 21 is still fighting with the 200, so the 5200 are still downtrending. This bottom here is, I mean, that made a higher low, but by like 2 pips, like 2 points, right? Just barely. But it is what it is, so it's considered. So this purple line is a close yesterday, so we're looking to make a move back up towards, oh my god, we might just chop again. So rally to the 21, previous high. Have to see what happens here. If for some reason we can make a move above the 50 on the 2 hour, right, we'll get a quick pop up to maybe the 200 or to test some of this overhead resistance that we have going on here, right? Something, right, that's pretty in line with the move that we're expecting to have happen. Looking at it on the 30-minute chart, which is a chart we like to trade from these days, we might even actually need to start looking at some quicker time frames. Nice move right up to the zone, pulled back, another attempt, another attempt. I could probably modify that zone a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with where it's at. Okay, I got another move down. The 50 not crossing the 200 intraday. So like this move here was great, right? Where we got the 2150, 200 cross, right? Very bullish. Pulled right back. Again, negatively stacked moving averages. We got to get these worked out. They will in time, but yeah, you can see the move. We are definitely downtrending. Okay. Key support level is that 4260. If we blow that out, then we come back down to 4216. 4200 is a magnet, so just be wary of that. Upside target would be the close at 4317, 4337, right? And then above that, it's quick pops, right? Okay. That was the ES. Moving over to the NQ, which has probably taken the worst of it, right? This is a pretty significant downside move on the NQ here, right? Pretty big move. Holding that supply zone that I created back from this doji on June 8th, 2021. We've got a negative 2-3 extension from this high, the all-time high, to the previous run's low, right? This was the uptrend. So from that low to this high, we've pulled back 0.236, right? It's a 0.236 retracement. That's a very good, I mean, if it breaks that down, then it's a down, I mean, it's just over. So we're really trying to use this as a support level. We're taking shots at the 382 retracement, and I don't know why I've got, what is this here? What do we got going on here? That's one I want to keep. What is this other one? Oh, those are mobile lines. Okay. So we're just, there should be a voodoo line there, but it's not. Okay. We are just trading about one standard deviation away from the regression line. So it's not extreme. It feels rough because everybody's used to stocks only going up. Checking it, bringing it down on the 4 hour, right? Consolidating along the 21, the 2-3 to 382, right? Just a little bit of range there. I know there's lots of lines on the chart, so it's kind of hard to see. There's a mogul line, which is, I'm going to read up on that this weekend, so I'll be able to talk more intelligently about it. This mogul line is kind of a trading zone, right? 14068, downtrending, 21, 4 hour downtrend. Could potential double bottom here, right? Maybe an inverse head and shoulders. Maybe looking at it on a 2 hour, we'll get a little bit more information. Hold on one second. Peyton, are you awake? I don't think she's awake. Hold on. right, sorry about that. Thanks, Laz. I appreciate that. I went back and started rereading my journal and my notes and realized that I make a lot more money when I use all of the tools that I have available instead of trying to be married to one specific. Right? So I think I would, yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but all right, anyway, right off of mobile line to mobile line. Okay, so there's some room there. Bringing it down to the 30-minute, right? Just more chop, rally to pullback, rally to pullback. That's a huge range. Don't get me wrong, right? 13,837, 14,336, 14,405, and big ranges. And if this level holds, then we're going to get a nice move of the belt, right? We'll get a nice rally, nice little run, right? But I don't see us really, yeah. Y'all can see what I'm talking about by now, right? Okay. All right, moving on to the Dow on the daily. Peyton! She's tired. She had a soccer game yesterday. Oh, look at this chop fest. So, where are we at? Couldn't retake trendline support. We're just kind of chilling. Big old bear flag forming, though. Hopefully, y'all can see that. Big bear flag. Big bear flag. Just use these guys here. Right, big bear flag. I don't even know where that's coming from. I know it's annoying as I'll get out, but I don't even know where it's coming from, so I can't help you out with it. All right, there we go. 1 second. All right, looking at the Dow. This is the Dow on the daily. Very, very choppy, right? Closed on the lows. Support. We may get a... Right, this is today. We may get a rip up to highs, right? But look at what's happening here, right? Do we get a decision on the 10th of February, right? It's gonna be a long 2 weeks. If I took a little bit more time with my stuff, I think that's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. So this zero line, right, or this level that is kind of the mean is the 3404, or just call it 34,000, right? So we're going up and back and down and up and back and down. So I think we get a rip on Dow at the bell. I still have not done the research to figure out what the top holdings of like the Dow is. Anybody wants to take that on, I'd greatly appreciate it. I know Microsoft is in the Dow. I think it's one of their bigger ones. But yeah, like pretty easy move to see here. If we keep following our pattern, right, we should have an up day in the Dow. So yeah, yay, go Dow. All right, moving on to the Russell. Oh, the old poor Russell. Russell-y Russell. I had a friend named Russell. We were friends for a long time. Yeah, he His bad. Like I said, we were friends for a long time. I feel bad for the kid now. All right, so this is a typical, very typical bearish move. Let's see. Rally, quick little pop up, and then a longer term move to the downside. I'm desperately trying to find some support for Russell. There is a micro, and I mean micro demand zone right here. Do you see my tools to change colors? I don't. Oh, there it goes. Right, so I think that that's pretty accurate. We'll have to see what happens when we get down to this level, which is 1875, right? Below 1875, we have support at 1863. If we do get into the 1863 level, there's a zone to trade down to 1814, right? These are pretty clearly defined trading zones. So if you need me to shout out the numbers, I will. If not, you can just look and see what I'm doing here, right? See what I did here. 6th of November, that wick is the top, and then November 25th is the next top. So there's that trading zone there. We're just coming down into a micro one, which is this doji from this doji here from December 7th, right? Why do I have my demand zones green? Because that's where I invest. That's where I put money in. I buy here and I sell high. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Okay. All right. Looking at it on the 4-hour chart, a lot more of the same. Just failed support, failed support, failed support. Bringing it down to the 30-minute. All right. Let me reset this chart so that we can see what's going on. We are at another support level. Do we get a rally back to 1940, 1950, 1980? Possibly. I think that this darker green is a stronger magnet, so we may slice right through this at the open and then come back down and test some of these levels here on the Russell. All right. And then finally, I haven't really gone into gold a whole lot, but I know that, was it Watchlist that was asking about gold the other day? I believe so. If I'm, oh, sorry. All right. Who said Hood was trash? Terry, why is Hood trash? I mean, everybody uses them. They don't ever manipulate anything. What am I going to? Let me get rid of some of this stuff on gold. I don't even know why I have these levels here. Like, where did I get that? Oh, it's previous high. All right. So, gold is maintaining its giant wedge, right? So, maintaining the wedge. Jeez, it's kind of hard. We did break that trend line, so that trend line is no longer valid. Our mean, which I need to reset here. Hold on one second. Let me get the right chart up here. Is that right? I just gotta make sure I get the right date. I love this indicator. A buddy of mine built it, and it lets me choose the moment in time that I want to move the deviation from. So it's either going to be, do I move it from the low, or do I move it from previous high. So it's either from this low, right, or I think that's about right. Okay, so our standard deviation, which is our regression line, is running basically right where that blue line is. Okay, see how everything trades. I think that's off. I think it needs to be more. It might be. See how we traded within the blue lines? I say that 68% of all transactions occur between the orange, 90% of all transactions occur between the green, and 95% all transactions occur between the blue. Okay, so gold is currently on its down cycle from its up and down and up and down and up and down. Now, do we hit? Gosh, can't I extend that to the right? Nice, I like that. So we're down on our down cycle. I think gold gets a little bit of a rally today. Back up to 18,000. 18,000. Look at 1825. And potentially 1836. All right, that's the daily. Let's look at it on the 4-hour. All right. So that completed its down cycle, finding support. Should be interesting what happens with this 4-hour. If it closes on the low, then I think we get a bounce, right? And hopefully y'all can see this by now, right? Pull back, reject. There's a trading zone right here. Or do I have to mark it up? All right, that was a demand zone, right? It is now a supply zone. Trading in the zone is not what it means. Oh, get the right thing here. Right, so negatively stacked moving averages, off of support. Can we trade through this zone and break above that level there for a move back up to 1821, 1822? This is a regression line, so 1820 target for gold. Okay, a long way of saying that. And all right, 1 second here. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Do we want to take a break or do we want to just keep going? Take a break or keep going? Crude is increasing, right, on the 3-minute, which is pretty good. Bonds are, it looks like they're super choppy, and then the yen is creating a bear flag, which is pretty good. Whoa, look at the Russell. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, 8:30, we had those numbers come out. Let's go, baby. Oh, and I missed it because I'm sitting here goofing off. What's wrong with... I missed it. Missed it. God, that's a huge move. Wow. All right, so something just came out, right? Yes, I am still paper trading. And let me tell you why. I'm learning a new system, and I'm trying to find the best way to incorporate it with FlowTrade, right? The predicted trades beast levels are extremely accurate predicted values. Oh, I bet you Robinhood is ripping now. I'm not going to get a chance to get it, am I? See, I told you I should have got it at 10. Telling you, quick $100. Let me see if I can find that where that news is coming from that is causing the market to rip. I know that we had some PPI numbers came out, right? They remain the same. Employment cost is down, which is good, right? Personal income is down. Why is that making the market go rip? Consumer sentiment is coming up. So core PC didn't raise. What is causing the market to move? I don't even know where to look for that. No, I don't want it. Regardless, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Like I said, we're starting to get a little move. We cleared the 5,200, right? 5,200 on intraday time frames, right? So if we can do the same for the 5, 10, 15 minute, we might get a little bit of a dip recovery. Yeah, we're going to get a nice moves today. Hopefully this doesn't just rip from now until the open, because what would happen is we'd have that gap fade at the open, right? It looks like we're rejecting the 5,200, 5,200, 5,200. I got to get my Russell chart set up, right? Alrighty, let's get into it. So now what we're looking at is, gosh, why didn't I buy it? Right? Listen, when we first started talking, it was trading at $10, right? Now it's trading at 11.61. I could have made 150 bucks. My sad. There will be some, but we'll just, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Robinhood 1 minute chart. All right, so what you're looking at here is the smart money dark pool block trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. FlowTrade has created their own flow index algo. That flow index tracks all transactions from smart money dark pools, block trades, hedge funds, large institutions, Axe Capital, and Prince Investments. No, it tracks massive orders, right? And it created its own predictive algorithm showing what smart money is doing. Okay, if the retail market is selling out of a position, smart money is like, hey, this is a good value, I'm going to start buying into it, right? As they're buying into it, right? So we have divergence that's pretty much occurred, let's just say here, right, at 12.98. Well, they're buying, think about this, they're buying here, right? They're buying this, right? They're buying these orders, right? These are your buyers, right? So that when price finds a bottom, the flow index is buying into it, and that divergence must trade out, right? So divergence is here. They're buying all of this here, right? As you can see by this indication that it's buying into it. Well, what happens when price finally finds support, right? They start selling their shares to retail, who is buying into it now, and that divergence trades out, right? Do you see my pretty drawings, right? So smart money. I'm going to buy Hood as people are selling it to me because they're afraid it's going to go lower. Well, Hood's going to find support and people are going to start buying into it again. Well, I'm going to be the one up here selling you those shares so I can control the price up and down. Okay, I'm willing to sell you my shares at 13.25. Well, if you want them, you're going to have to come get them. Makes sense. All right, I'm trying to find the best way to really just make it super easy peasy lemon squeezy simple for people to understand, right? Okay. All right, so Terry was the first one here this morning. We're going to go ahead and get Tesla and SPY out of the way. Tesla and SPY out of the way. And then next up, Lads would like to look at Shop. Brother, you were here this morning. We will look at Shop Nvidia, since SPY is already on there. Johnny with Neo, Roku, and Disney. And then I think that's about it. Johnny asked if I'm still paper trading. I am. And the reason I'm paper trading is because for the past year and a half, I would plateau. I'd hit like 10 or 15,000 and I'd just hit a wall and send a bunch of money out and then rebuild my accounts. And I got into this cycle of growing small accounts. And I don't want to grow a small account. I want to grow a medium-sized account to a large account. In order for me to do that, there's a couple of things that need to happen. One, I need to practice my risk management and train my brain to see larger numbers and realize that a $4,000 loss is really still just 2%, right? It's not a 100% account. So if you've got a $4,000 account, you see a $4,000 loss, you're thinking, I just lost 1,000 and I lost 100% of my account. When in actuality, it's just like 2% of your new account. So train your brain to get in numbers, train entries and exits, train anytime you have a new strategy. If I sent you a new indicator right now, if I sent you this, oh, I built this really cool VWAP indicator, throw it on your chart and start trading with it. If you don't go paper trade that for a week or two to understand how it really works, you're just giving me money. You're giving people money. You're just throwing money out the window. If you're going to do that, Venmo, PayPal me, right? I got you. But so yeah, paper trading there's no shame in it. Like, it's actually pretty nice, especially with also this market being so lopsy-doopsy-loopsy-datsy, right? It's really easy for me to be like, oh, I can see the downside, right? I can see there's a possibility that Robinhood's going to go to $5, but more than likely we're going to get a rally back to about 12 or 14, right? At least 1250 today, right? Reversion to the 21 4-hour mid from the 4-hour bottom. Yeah, on it like on it. We could buy calls, right? They're going to be super uber duper overinflated, but if we wanted to look at those, we want to look at the calls for Robinhood for today, right? The $12 calls, 84 cents. I wouldn't touch any of these, to be honest with you. There's no Vega, there's no row. Looking out to next week, though. Hey, let's check it out. All right, so let's look at a couple things. Let's look at the turnover, right? What's being what's transpiring? What kind of transactions do we have? What are we looking at here? All right, look at the turnover compared to the volume and the gross open interest, right? Looking at thousands and hundreds of thousands, right? 172,000 units of volume with 204,000 transactions, right? Gross open interest is about 650 people units, right? Bid volume is 100 units, right? The ask volume is at 65. Like, this is a pretty decent one. The $12 strike, right? Look at the horrible, we could get out to like here maybe. 70,000 units have been transpired. I'm not seeing big, massive numbers, right? 18, 322, 742. Like, this 1800 is probably, well, 1900 is the $13 strike. But yeah, so you just look and see what we got going on here, right? The $15 strike is up 8%, right? 32% of that is going towards premium. It's a little sketchy, right? So maybe something in the middle, but basically, yeah. So for Delta 23, you could probably turn Could probably turn the $15 strike from 40 to $1.50. You know, 300% gainer. What? Oh, all right. So, that's Robinhood. Dude, I totally went off on a tangent, didn't I? All right, let's look at the SPY. SPY, up until yesterday, look at these weird wicks, man. That was so crazy. Price action is trading with the algorithm. Looking for the Wu-Tang reversal on SPY. If you don't know what that is, it's really hard to see it, but basically it's a 1, 2, 3 reversal. Dark pool support 431.24, 429.95, and 433. Just the last couple. Let me. Yeah, big old dark pool base forming right here. So if the algo bounces off of this base, or the flow index bounces off this base, which we can anticipate it doing, maybe not for a little while, but it might do it. Flow index bouncing off this base and turning back up. We have a white line, which is when, all right, so blue lines are dark pool block trades, red lines are regular block trades, white lines are a good time. Now what a white line is, this means that there's a regular and a dark pool level that are printed on top of each other, and it looks like a white line. That level is 438. 438.03, and then support is at 431.24. So we'd like to see price action move, you know, from this level of support up to target 1, right? And then maybe even move back up above. Sorry about that. I just lost my drawings too. Right, so you know, we like to see that move back up. It really does depend on if this flow index breaks this dark pool support level. If it breaks it and starts moving back down to the downside, that's showing that flow index is starting to sell out of their positions, right? And it could potentially pull price down with it. However, looking at just some technical support indicators and knowing that we just got that massive rip, right, that seems to be continuing. I'd like a pretty stiff pullback before the bell, but we could get a nice little bounce here. There's a zone that there's like a safety zone, I would say, above 437, 442, excuse me, yeah, 437, 442, that little $5 move. We are just chopping, right, just sucking wind right at this 431 level. Okay, all right, moving on. Next one up is the Tesseract. All right, so Tesla is just doing Tesla things. All right, so in the last 5 days, that's a lot of blocks for last. Let's look at the last 3, shall we? Last 3 days, we're starting to get some regular block trades coming in. The flow index is trading with price action, and 829. Wow, that's crazy. What's Tesla currently trading at? Oh, it's on sale. All right, so Tesla 4-hour pullback to its 200 SMA for our bottom. This is support. This is a good area for retracement. I like the move from Tesla up to 900 today. Simple as that. Tesla to 900. Let's look at the, you know what, we're going to do a sponsor play right now, okay? So what we're looking at here is, this is the, why is streamer mode enabled? Huh. All right, so this is the predicted trades play of the day. We're going to be looking at the 900, 940 calls on Tesla. 900, 940. Those numbers cannot be right. There's something off because those numbers are wrong. Those numbers are wrong. Those numbers are wrong. for sure. Sorry about that. All right. All right, what's going on with Tesla? Steadily climbing. It's coming up to VWAP. So Tesla above 835, right? For a pretty big move today. I'm looking at 930, 940, 950, 995. All right, so Tesla. Okay. Okay. Oh crap! I forgot something. Don't. All right, so Tesla. Let's look at. What's Tesla gonna do today? So looking at the volume, what did I say? 930. $30 million, 40 million. Looks like they're $875s. Look like they're being bought up pretty significantly. 875, 890. Is that 15? So 905s, 900s. All right, so somebody did 865, 875. Yeah, let's go. So much IV though. I don't know if I want to trade Tesla today. All right, it's gonna be tough. Gonna be tough, especially since the flow index is not really giving us a clear direction. It looks like it's just chopping. So regardless, Tesla's got a block trade base that runs 830 to about 840. And then we've got a dark pool cluster at 915. So if we get a move, it's going to be 860, 875, 890, and then 913. All right. Y'all can see that the flow index is down there, selling that off. All right, so Shopify. Shop should go 2 to 20 today, right? Isn't that what we want the play to be? Shop 2 to 20. Shopify. It's got potential. It's trading with the flow index right now, so it's not like hold on one 1 second. Ray, you need to come let your dog outside, please. All right. I might have to shut this down early. My dog was sleeping, but he just got woken up. What about 770 put on Tesla? Let me just check it real quick. 770. You think Tesla's going to break the 200? If Tesla breaks the 4-hour bottom 200 on the 4-hour, it's got like 720 incoming. All right, that's... I don't think Tesla's ever broken its 200, except for a quick minute back here, back in when it was trading at 658. So the puts, yeah, we can look at the puts real quick. 770 put looks good. Looks real good. Either 780 or 770. But like I said, if Tesla breaks, if Tesla breaks 810, it's going to be a real quick flush down to about 7. I mean, we could look at the 750s. All right, 750 is pretty decent. Yeah, I like your move there. The 770 puts. Or the 780s, 770, 780s. These 760s have got a lot of volume and open interest. I could do the 760s. Yeah, maybe 760s too. All right, so I gotta get through this last little part quickly. Shopify. So with Shopify, will you feed your dog too, please? Oh, yeah. Thanks. Good puppies. All right, the flow index, we got, looks as though we made a higher low. There's a longer term wedge here that we're trying to move it into. If we get a bounce here and we get a rip, then I think that we can look at 900. There's no block trades in the last 3 days. In the last 4 days, there's a dark pool level at 852, 909, and then 960. So if shop bounces and can get out of this little zone right here that runs 815 to 836, I think we can see a move to 850, 910, and then possibly 960. Shopify. All right. What am I missing? Nvidia. Then we're gonna do Neo, Roku, Disney, and KR. All right, Vidi. All right, whew, that's gorgeous. So Nvidia. Dark pool levels at 219.44 and 221.25. If we break our downtrend, if we break this trend line support here, the flow index continues to flush, right? I was looking at Nvidia earlier. 215, 210, 200 are real possibilities, right? Because so Nvidia did break it below its 200, right? Thought we were going to get a recovery move. We did not, right? rallied up, broke the 200 again, rallied up, rejected it, right? So we are in the weekly cloud. I'm going to go fight the 200 again. We may get a quick move down to 210 to test the 4-hour bottom, weekly cloud bottom, and then we have to get back above 221 to test 225, 228. So lots of resistance right here. The easy move for it would be to down to the 4-hour bottom, down to the weekly bottom. So below 203 is where it gets really interesting for Nvidia. Okay, so just super bearish right now. Like I said, let's look at, I would say the 205s to the downside, and then bounce from there. We can target the 220s again, right? 220, 230, 240, something along those lines. All right, but Flow Index is trading with price. We do have a 1, 2, 3 possible reversal, long on Nvidia above 225. Okay, and then finally, we're gonna look at Neo, and then I gotta run. I gotta get myself set up for today. Neo, Roku. Sorry, Johnny. We'll do these. Neo, Roku. I'll stick around as long as it takes to get these done. Right. Disney. And KR. Kroger. Okay. Unfortunately, Neo is suffering the same fate as most of the EVs, right? Just market, overvaluated, just market pullback. When I first started trading, Neo was $1. Okay, so I'm going to be looking to buy shares of Neo if sub 20. Sub 20 should get some quick flushes down to some previous levels. We have a regular block at 21, retail blocks, or dark pool block at 21, regular blocks at 2150. This magnet 2250 to 2277. That's a good upside magnet if the flow index can start pulling back up. Right now it's just trading with price action. They're selling off into it. Okay, real quick look at the 1 minute to see flow index. Like I said, it's just 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, right? They're slapping these blocks and trying to help it out, but so far nothing's saving it. Okay, moving on to Roku. So with Roku, all right, so Roku's got dark pool support at 147. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 levels there. Very, very steep decline. Flow index is very, very steep. This is forming it's forming a wedge. Look for the wedge breakout. So if it breaks down below 147, it takes out previous lows at 146. I think we hit 140 and potentially even lower. Flow index bounces here, then we can get it to pull us up to 155, 159. Above 159, then we get back up into this trading zone of a healthy moving position, right? So So 160, right? That 160 to 175 move, but I'll keep a closer eye on it. I like it for a bounce here, to be honest with you. So just be careful with it, okay? And then Disney and Kroger. Disney is, yeah, I like Disney to the downside too. However, the flow index is curled up. If we can get the flow index to reject its overhead resistance, there is a gap to come down to fill at 133, 132. Regular block 134.80, right? So 135 major level of support. If it cracks that, we get a quick flush to 133, 132. Below that 132, 133 level, down to 130. Can you put him in his thing, please? Because I can't watch him, and I'm sure nobody's taken him out to make sure that he's gone to the bathroom.
He already has.
Did he just eat?
Yeah.
And I just took him out.
Did he go poop?
Yeah.
He went pee.
Did he poop?
Mm-hmm.
You saw him? Did you pick it up? Okay. I'm a little worried about this little bounce here, right? So look for the woo, right? If Disney goes above 137.50, then we get woo to the upside. Come fill this gap. I would watch the flow index to reject this trend line and pull price back down with it, right? Price is going to need to do a little bit of a breakout here. Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, there's a key levels. Like I said, 135 down to 133, 132, then 130. Above 137.35 for a longer move to the upside. All right, finally, Kroger, right? Bullish divergence. Let's see. Oh, this is traded out, traded out, traded out. 45.40 is regular block support. Okay, a little bit of a 1, 2, 3 reversal here. If we can clear this 45.68, right, there's this trading zone from 45.68 up to like this 46th level here. Would be super interested to see what the flow index does, because it's kind of at, let's see what it, I mean, if it comes down and bounces off of here, I think it can continue to pull price with it. Yeah, I think that that's a pretty decent move. You do see the inverted head and shoulders, and that's short below that. So yeah, this could be an inverted head and shoulders. So look for the break above. And I think that that's a pretty decent, easy to see trading zone there. So if it rejects, you know, we have downside targets here, right? And then here, right? There's your downside. Boom, boom. Rip, rip. Okay. All right, that's it. Got to run. Thanks for joining me on Dark Algo. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hit me up. Let me know what you want me to do this weekend for videos. Do y'all want to get together and have a little tutorial training session? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit me up in the Discord. Let's get something planned. Let's get something on the books. Let's get something out. Okay, sounds good. Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay green. And do the dang thing. One final look at Hood is we looked at it at 991. It's currently trading at 1035. If it can get above 1040, let's say above 1050, it hits 1135. So the level I'm looking for rejection is 1072. If it rejects 1072, which is a 4-hour bottom, then it's going to go to 0. Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye. See you later. Have a good one.